What's up everyone, Darcblade here with another guide to Elden Ring. In this little video we're going to be demonstrating how to get the Bloodhound'S Step Ash of War ability. This is a unique defensive ability that allows you to teleport dodge and avoid incoming attacks. It has quite a high amount of invincibility frames and a fairly low FP cost, making it very handy for builds who need a little bit of a defensive edge. But how do you get it? Well, normally you would have to wait to about mid-game to actually get it, maybe even later, but you can get it very early on with a few tricks, and in this video we're going to demonstrate how. First of all, where do you get the Bloodhound'S Step Ash of War? Well, it's achieved by defeating a Knight's Cavalry boss found near the Beastal Sanctuary in the Caelid region. It's located on a bridge shown here in between two points of grace, those being the Farum Great Bridge and Elden Ring. Remember, as it is a Knight's Cavalry boss, it can only be fought at night time. Now, taking this boss on head on can be kinda tricky unless you're about at the midway point of the game or later. So how do we take this boss down and get that Ash of War if we're a lower level? Well, there are a few tricks. The first trick is to take it down using ranged weaponry. Near the bridge, there are multiple trees that can be climbed thanks to the use of Torrent. Our mount is able to get up onto them, and from there we're able to snipe the Knight's Cavalry. We just have to make sure that we have enough arrows if you're using a bow, bolts if you're using a crossbow, or you can even go ahead and use poison daggers, also referred to as poison bone darts, or kukri, which are the throwing knives that cause bleed. These can both be bought and purchased from the nomadic merchant in Caelid found here. So once you have enough ammunition in your bags, head over to this area, jump up on the trees and get sniping. Sniping down the Knight's Cavalry though is easier said than done. Whilst it's a safer approach, it is nonetheless long and tedious, and you can miss often, to the point where you potentially run out of ammunition and have to start all over again. But this is one of the safest ways to take down the Knight's Cavalry and get the Bloodhound'S Step. An alternative way would be to try to get the Knight's Cavalry to fall off the edge. Now, this is easier said than done, and I did this by mistake in all honesty. But if you grab Torrent, or even if you don't want to go on your mount, grab yourself a shield and head over to the areas just before and after the bridge, there's a chance that you can cause the Knight's Cavalry to leap off the edge. I eventually did this, but at the same time it was because I fell off as well, and the Knight's Cavalry decided to follow in my wake, thus killing himself and granting me the Bloodhound'S Step. But the death was worth it, as it allowed me to get this unique and useful Ash of War ability at an early level. But finally, there is one additional way to take out the Knight's Cavalry, probably the most effective way, and that is if you see to the north of the bridge, the area is littered with vulgar militia which hit incredibly hard, and poison traps. Now what you do from Elden Ring, just head north, follow the path, go through the poison traps. It doesn't matter if you get poisoned, but just make sure that the Knight's Cavalry follows you. Just do what I do in the video here, and eventually the Knight's Cavalry will die. It seems to be dying through a combination of being attacked by the vulgar militia and the poison in the area. It could also be potentially killing itself by running off the edge of the map again, especially when it disengages combat with you and returns to its original position. But this was by far the easiest and quickest way to take down the Knight Cavalry without actually engaging in combat. There is a chance that it may reset and teleport back to its original location, but if that happens, simply teleport back to the starting location and try again, and eventually you should get it, and thus get yourself the Bloodhound'S Step Ash of War ability. Now, there is some controversy around the Bloodhound'S Step in all honesty, but I believe the controversy mostly stems from the PvP portion of Elden Ring, which I am not really a part of. But for PvE, I find this a great little ability, especially when I'm using weapons or builds that don't have any innate defensive abilities, like it lacks a shield for example, or doesn't have other defensive Ashes of War built into it. I find this is a great dodge mechanic, especially if you are using fast dual-wield weapons, or when you're two-handing your weapon, making it, at least for me, one of the most enjoyable defensive abilities in the game. So anyway, I hope this video helps, and until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing you another quick tip guide for Elden Ring. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.